Hello guys, welcome back to some more Kerbal Space Program. We are still in 0.22 here. I'm waiting on some mods to update to 0.23 before we move on over to Season 2 in 0.23. So what we're going to do today, we've got 90 science. This costs 90 science. We'll get some communication devices, some long-range stuff. We'll also get some batteries and some solar panels so we can actually power our communication devices. That way we can actually start setting up some kind of communication network to allow deeper exploration into the Kerbal system. This is also unlocked with some batteries, some bigger solar panels, more custom fairings, some other fuel tanks. Aha! And this stuff too, eventually. We need to get this one as well. But this is all like our Kerbal attachment system stuff inside there. That costs 160 to research. And we've got no science now at all. So we need to start working on some kind of communication array. Simply it's going to be called ComSat. Nothing fancy, no fancy names. Let's kind of develop something here. I'm going to start editing this series more as well. I just kind of bulk recorded some, like the first 5 episodes, and chuck that up. Now it's going to be more structured and more edited down. So let's see what we can do here in terms of a communication satellite. Alrighty, so this is our little ComSat here. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. It's nice and compact though. We've got 3 satellite dishes on it, so we should have plenty to communicate with the entire network. So say we could have, if this is the one that's above KSP, we could have one pointing to KSP, one pointing to another satellite in the network, and one pointing to the active vessel. We've got plenty of stuff for that. Also got a little fuel tank so it can circularize its orbit or do any move it needs to do. Tons of solar panels, a couple of batteries, and a mech jub unit on top, just so we can get some data, and a little aerial stuck to the side here. So we should be okay. Whether we have enough power or not, I'm not sure, but we should be able to do it. What we need to do now though is grab this, grab it, and drop it in the sub-assembly. Okay. In that case, I guess we need a decoupler on there. Then we should be able to do it. Wait. Oh no! Did I lose the thing? Ah, damn it. Okay, well, that should be fine. I should be able to load it. Ah, Jesus Christ. Okay, boom. It's already 32 parts, so that's quite a lot of parts. I suppose it's all these bloody solar panels I have on it. Structural, stacked coupler, sub-assembly, there we go. Oops, that's the solar panel. I didn't mean to remove that. Let's save that design though. Let's zoom in here. Let's grab... well, let's delete that. Let's grab... there. Selected part is not attachable. Ah, shoot. I can drop that though. Ah, really? I can't drop this because the selected part is not attachable? Ah, that's crappy. That's really crappy. I might need to change the root part then. Give me a second and I'll see what I can do. Alrighty, so I just changed the root part to be this. I had to rebuild the thing. We're going to grab our 10-ton launcher here. The mass of this thing is only like, I don't even know, 1.51 tons. So if we launch, we could launch 4 of them at least. Let us... How best do I want to do this? To be honest, I want to change the root part completely. Let's go new then. Let's go and call it a ComSat cluster. Okay, and let's grab... we'll just grab this, I think we'll do. And then we do radial decouplers. So I should be able to fit 4 of them on here, I think. Let's grab ComSat version 1. Can I get you onto there? Ah. Not really, no. Okay, in that case, let us grab this structural part, turn that upwards, attach that on like that. Can't do? Crap. I really can't do, can I? Okay, I don't want to keep adding fuel mass to it though, that's the problem. I could put all these on here, like so. It's not the not the best design in the world, but it works. Then so that is, holy crap, that's 17.38 tons. No, we can't do that at all. No, no, no. We can't launch all that. Undo. How can we launch 4 satellites at once that can't stack on top of each other? How can we do such a thing? Suppose... Let's try putting this back on here, see if we can attach that to anything else on there. ComSat version 1. We can attach it to the fuel tank, which isn't ideal, to be honest. We can also put that up there, for whatever that's worth. That creates a vessel that's 3.86 tons already. It's still not ideal. Problem is I have these 2 sub-assemblies which I just want to join together. But I can't pick a sub-assembly as a root part. I have to pick a root part first. Because I could just whack this right on top of the 10-ton launcher and away I go. Okay, what we'll do, we'll go new, and we'll go ComSat launch, ComSat launcher. Whoops. Launcher. Alrighty. We will grab fuel tank here, and we'll put on this engine. This should be our orbital insertion stage, and we shouldn't need that for much of anything. Let's grab our sub-assembly of our ComSat. Okay. So this is 5 tons, this mass. Here. So if we grab our 10-ton launcher and attach that to the bottom, that'll be fine. Let us also pull this off quickly, and under here we will put in custom fairing base, and we'll attach the custom fairings onto that, like so. Pretty. Okay, then we'll put that onto the bottom there. So this is going to launch this easily, no questions asked. This is going to be able to launch this, because this can launch something double that mass, so that's fine. Check staging, that lights, those drop, that drops. That lights, that drops. Then the fairings drop. I'll put the fairings on a action group. Then that light, what is that? probably not the one I want. No, definitely not the one I want. Okay, I want this engine to light after here. Then these to drop. Then presumably this to decouple. And then those drop. Okay, nice. So let's go action group. Custom 2. Let's put these on as jettison. Something else we should do as well, if we can get in there to look at it. We can't. Crap. Okay. Can we pull these off without messing things up? Probably. Well, we can go parts. Boom. So let's go on custom 3. Toggle. And toggle. And can I not just toggle? Oh, you're covered by the other one. Okay, good, good, good. Let's zoom back out. Let's reattach these guys. Like so. Are they still back on custom 2? Custom 2, jettison those. Excellent. Okay, that should be fine. Let's launch this vessel, and we shall get it up into the sky and launch our first ComSat communication device, and hopefully get it into a geosynchronous orbit above Kerbin. The science guys have learned that the rotational period of Kerbin is 6 hours. So as long as we can get into an orbital period of 6 hours, we will be able to. Let's turn on this, because this is bad. Yeah, sure. No, probably not. This is tilting over. It's like the other engine. When in doubt, like the other engine. Smart house. Normal plus. Uh-oh. What is this? What is up here? Is that normal plus? I think that's normal plus. I suppose it's related to surface. Execute. Yeah, do that. Crap. This is not good. This is not good. We're holding prograde. Prograde is not what we want to hold. We want to hold custom. Prograde is bad. Prograde is definitely bad. Does jettisoning work? Oh, that was toggling those. Jettisoning kind of works. We've just toggled through. Okay, they ripped off. It's pretty much a disaster at this point. Yeah, that was pretty. Let's check our staging. That works. Nice. That was less pretty. Check our staging on that one. That one works. Nice. That works. That fairing has not come off though at all. I don't know if that was meant to not come off. It should have detached, I would have thought. Well, we're just going to pile straight into the ground at this point. And sploosh. Yay, failures! Okay. Revert to launch. We can do this again. Let us get up this already. Okay. Get up Q. Put this over to here, why not? So, we want custom like that. And then we want to accelerate. So now that should hold it properly. It's not really doing much of a good job, is it? No. We might need to put some SAS units onto this bad boy. Yeah, I'm going to put some SAS units. I'm not going to sit through all that again. Let's revert to the vehicle assembly building. Let's whack an SAS unit onto it. Why not? Put it, I suppose, under here is fine. Can we get onto there? Ooh, that made the nose cone quite weird. Ooh, look at that. Huh. Okay. Let us put that back down. Okay, let's put the SAS unit inline action wheel. Nice. And put these back on there. Crap. Symmetry, please. These back on there. We're gonna double check our action group just in case. Yeah, the action group has disappeared. It was custom 2, right? Yeah. So jettison those. Okay. Staging check. Light, drop, light. Then I need to separate these two for sure. This one down here, and then this engine to light after that. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, save that vessel and launch that vessel once more. Okay, we're gonna turn on the SAS right away. Grab this and hold custom. Bring up Q. Vessel info, grab that, put that there. Alrighty, then we'll launch. Rev the engines, and we're off. Okay. So we should have the communication via the aerial for launch, and then once we're in orbit, we'll deploy the antennas or the satellite dishes. We seem to have induced some kind of rotation when attempting to pitch over. It may not have been holding anything. That may have been why. Okay. Yeah, the problem definitely seems to have has fixed itself there. We are extremely high though, and we have an apoapsis that's extremely high. We didn't pick up any horizontal velocity whatsoever. We didn't gravity turn in the slightest. So let's attempt to do that now. Now that we're actually out of the atmosphere. Okay, this could be fun. We need to pick up some horizontal velocity because we don't have any at all, which is bad, really. Yes, let's go. Hold that, don't keep rotating and such. Okay, jettison those. We do need to get the apoapsis higher anyway. That needs to be at about 2,600 odd, I think, is the geosynchronous distance, or the Kerbal synchronous distance. So we'll keep that like so. Let's try and get our prograde marker back onto the 90-degree mark so we can cancel out our inclination. Something like so, because our inclination is already 7 degrees more than, which is not ideal. I mean, we can have minor oscillations in our satellites, and we inevitably will, but as long as we can minimize those and get our satellites into as a predictable position as possible, then that's obviously better. Okay, our inclination is down to about 3 degrees. That's good. We can always zero that out while in orbit. We'll keep burning here, we might as well, because like I said, we need to get our apoapsis higher, up near the 2,000 range. We should have picked all this up when we were in the atmosphere still. Let us jettison our fairings. Ooh, nice. Okay, inclination down to 2 degrees. That's acceptable. I'm happy with that. We just need to keep burning here until our apoapsis reaches what we want it to reach. Yay, spinny round of the camera. Okay, so our apoapsis is up at 2.9 million meters. Higher than I wanted it to be, but we can always bring that back down once we have circularized our orbit. Now it's just a case of coasting up to there and circularizing into a proper orbit. But first, let us activate our antenna. We're gonna drop on electric charge fast because we're in the night time. But we want the target for this one to be... We'll get all the targets to Kerbin right now. They should... Well, we'll trigger one to be mission control, I suppose. But they should be fine. Just all pointed at Kerbin. The way these work is that they have a cone. I don't know if we'll be able to see it. It doesn't look like it, but they have a cone where they can pick up a signal. These ones have a cone of 45 degrees. So the cone is pretty much there to there. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but you can see the resource info moving. So as long as it's pointed at Kerbin, it's probably going to be able to point at the Kerbal Space Center. The thing is, if you're behind the horizon of the Kerbal Space Center, no good. You need to be actually above the Kerbal Space Center. So we're going to probably drift below the horizon here before we get to our apoapsis. Kerbin is going to be lower than it. Essentially, imagine the Kerbin surface as orbiting a null point in the center. So that, you know how orbital rendezvous work. If you're in a lower orbit, you're faster than the thing in the higher orbit. So as Kerbin, the surface of Kerbin is technically in a lower orbit around the null point of Kerbin, it's going to be faster than we are getting to here. Hopefully, because we're gonna be slowing down anyway. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And hopefully we get the sunlight soon. So we are losing electric charge at the moment. We've got about 20 bits of charge left. We'll probably lose communication before the sun rises. The sun is about to rise though. Yeah, so we lost communication. You can see up here now it says no connection. So we're not actually connected to the Kerbal Space Center. We have no control over our spacecraft. But now we have electrical charge again because we have seen the sun. And in fact we do have enough electric charge to power all of these solar panels, it seems. Or all of these antenna, it seems. Which is good. That's what I was hoping for. It's not a huge amount, but hopefully we have enough, and hopefully we have enough to last an orbital night time. Maybe. So at this point we're just under 2 minutes out from our apoapsis, so at this point we would start circularizing. However, Kerbin, the Kerbal Space Center is there, below, we're below its horizon, so to speak. So we can't actually circularize because technically we don't have a connection. So I suppose we're going to have to wait until our next time round to see if we have a connection then. Our periapsis is above the atmosphere, so we're not going to decay or anything. It's just a little annoyance really that we have to wait. Badly timed orbits, I suppose. You see we've just swung round to the backside. Literally we had a connection from about this point down to about this point. I may show that in the video. But because we were travelling faster than Kerbin's orbital period, we ended up getting here. Our orbital period is 3 hours, so we're essentially twice as fast as what Kerbin rotates. Basically ignore all the nonsense that I said about null points and such. I don't know what I was chuntering on about there. But hopefully on this time round we will have connection while at our apoapsis. We should absolutely fine. I should have noted the electrical charge there too, to see if we had enough charge for a nighttime. Yeah, we have connection. Good, good, good. This number here that you can see, it's at the moment it's 0.01... Oh, we've lost connection again. That is unexpected. It may be because we were time warped. Oh, we're below the horizon again. Crap. Crap. Okay, I guess we'll have to wait again. But anyway, that number indicates what your delay is between signals. So at the moment we were like 100th of a second delay, but if say you're out near like Joule or something, that delay can get huge. So it affects your inputs and such, your controls of your spacecraft if it's unmanned. Let's swing back around again. Whee! So we should have connection here, yes. Probably not going to have it again up at the top side. Maybe we'll have it on the next orbit though. Yeah, we've lost connection again. And we'll gain it about now. No? Okay. So that should mean we'll have it here. We don't have enough charge to last an orbital nighttime, but we are spending a long time in the nighttime. You might have noticed that little line appear between those spacecraft. Those means they were in communication, or they were able to communicate. They weren't actually in communication. Come on now, get up there so we can circularize our orbit. Or at least raise our periapsis. We might be okay this time, maybe. It'd be nice if you could see if there's some kind of marker to judge how high above the horizon you were, but I don't think that information exists. We're about 4 minutes out. Let us go to prograde. Okay. And we shall burn. Raise that periapsis. Problem is we don't want to raise our apoapsis either. So we could change our pitch. We could. That's a lot of fiddly work though. You know what, let's work that out. So if we hold a pitch of -5, where does that get us? Okay, that gets us exactly where I wanted to be, actually. That's good. So now our apoapsis shouldn't raise because we're technically burning down slightly, but because we're increasing our orbital velocity, because we're still in line with prograde, it will still increase our periapsis. So our apoapsis won't get away from us, but our periapsis will still increase. We could even burn lower to keep that periapsis at the actual height we want, because it is too high as it is. We may have... yeah, we're out of fuel on that stage. Let's head to the next stage. Oh no, it's burning the wrong engine. Shoot. Crap, I guess we'll have to stage that then. That's annoying. That's a lot of fuel that we've missed out on. Flight computer, can you still hold custom, please? Oh, we don't have our SAS anymore. Uh-oh. Can you hold custom? Is that something you can do for me? I know you don't have a reaction wheel, but can you do that for me, please? Kerbal Space Center is disappearing over the horizon. It's like right there. Oh god, okay. We need a reaction wheel on the ComSat, ideally. We need to fix our staging too for the next launch. That was amateurish. There's no reaction wheel, so it's so slow. I'll help it along. Hold custom, please. It's not... I don't understand what you're trying to do, flight computer. Let's get smartass. Let's see if we can get this to hold what we want it to do. The flight computer's just getting a bit confused, it seems. Okay, so let's hold a pitch of -10 again, execute that. Hopefully we have enough fuel. Oh, our orbital period's already over 7 hours. Crap, that's more than we want. So... shoot, in fact, yeah, we've raised it well high. Okay, let us then point retrograde. I was not paying attention. Because technically we still want to be less time, so we can actually get right above the Kerbal Space Center. So let us put that down to an orbital period of about about 6 hours and a bit, or 5 hours and a bit. Yeah, 5 hours 40 minutes orbital period. There we go. Like I said, the orbital or the rotational period of Kerbin is exactly 6 hours. So right now we're going faster than, or we're orbiting faster than the rotational period. Again, ignore all that nonsense I said about null points or whatever. I don't know what I was talking about then. So we're above the horizon here, but we're going to be going faster. So we're going to stay above the horizon. At the point where we are above coordinates 0, 0, which will be directly above the Kerbal Space Center, we can fiddle with our orbital period again to get it 6 hours, so we stay directly above the Kerbal Space Center. In fact, let's lower that a bit more, so we are going significantly faster. We have to catch up a few hours, so 5 hours, that should do. So as you can see, we should be going faster than the surface is actually rotating. It sure seems that way, doesn't it? Excellent. Okay, so let's get our resource panel back up. We are going back into nighttime. Do we have enough electrical charge to last through the night? No. No, definitely not. Okay, fair enough. Hopefully we get to daytime. Yeah, we'll get to daytime before... Good. Before we reconnect. So, in a few hours... We're at 90, coordinates 90 west. That is increasing. Why is that increasing? It should, in theory, be decreasing. Oh no, I suppose it's going to go to about 180 west and then... Oh no. It should be decreasing. Yeah, it is decreasing now. In fact, it looks like we're directly above the Kerbal Space Center at the moment. Does it not? It does to me. Let's go prograde. On smartass. Again, flight computer got a bit confused. It's holding command for some reason. Let us burn. Really, I want to raise the periapsis, not the apoapsis. So, if I go normal, what's that going to do for our orbit? Nothing we want it to do. Add maneuver. I want to burn something... not like that, definitely. I don't think there's anything we can do to raise our periapsis right now. And that's exactly what I want to do, though. I guess we're going to have to wait till we're around by our apoapsis again. I thought Kerbal Space Center was at 0, 0, but apparently it's not. I want to remain where I am. Okay, let's just increase our orbital period again. Up to the 6 hours. It's a little too far. We have quite a lot of fuel to mess around with. This is a light spacecraft, and the engine's pretty efficient. It doesn't burn much fuel anyway. Okay, that's about 6 hours. Let us wait till we get around to our Apple Apsis, or probably halfway between, and then hopefully we can tweak both of them to get them where we want them to be. Hopefully. We should be remaining directly above the... well, we won't be. We're going to oscillate in the sky quite a bit now. Because our orbital period is around 6 hours, so we are going to go back to the same point. However, we're going back and forth and back and forth, so we're going to be essentially doing that across the Kerbal surface. Which is not ideal, to be honest. Far from it. So what if we did normal now? No, that's definitely not what we want. If we did it that way, we're going to get an apoapsis of 3 million and a periapsis of 2.6. I guess we can try that. I think it's normal plus we're looking at. It might be normal negative. Or it might not be either of those. Oh no, I suppose it's going to be burning towards the surface, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. Pitch of 0. So essentially radio negative, right? Yeah, radio negative. That's the one I was looking for. So let's do that. It's not changing our orbital period all that much. It's lowering our apoapsis and raising our periapsis, which is exactly what we want it to do. We want them, I think it's around 2656-ish, I think. So let's get the periapsis to 2656 as we can. And we're not going to be directly above Kerbal Space Center, but we're going to be close. Good enough for our purposes, I would say. I mean, we're not NASA here. We don't need it exact. 2.4. Burning a fair chunk of our fuel. We're about halfway down on the fuel now. That's concerning. Two 5. Two 6. Two 6 4. Two 6 5. Keep going. Okay, that's going back down again. Okay. So our orbital period now is still under 5 hours. Let us go... well, it's got to be around 268 then, or 28. Because if we lower our apoapsis now to around 2656, like our periapsis is, then our orbital period is not going to be 6 hours. So it's got to be around 28. So, our altitude is currently dropping, but it will raise again after the periapsis. So let's get our apoapsis up to 2.8. It might be 2.868 then. Yeah, maybe. So let's go to 28 on our altitude and up in the surface info there. We might even be more over Kerbal Space Center if we do that, so that's good. We can cancel that maneuver node as well. Where was that at? You! Stop existing. Altitude to 7. And this is why I use MechJeb, because we have all this information available to us wherever we want it to be available to us, which is really nice. Instead of having to go back to this view and then back to that view and comparing numbers, we have everything we want. Come on now. Nice and fast. Speed up slightly. To 8. Two 285, 286. Let's start circularizing now. So we want to go retrograde here. And that will put our apoapsis on the opposite side of our orbit. It'll put our periapsis where we are, around 268. Or it'll put our apoapsis on this side, sorry. We are currently lowering our periapsis. That's not what we want to do. Let's go radial minus again. See if that works. Okay, yeah, we're raising our periapsis and we're lowering our apoapsis. That's exactly what we want. So our apoapsis is 28, 27, or 287, 268. Excellent. So now let's go to our apoapsis. We'll go prograde from our apoapsis, and our periapsis should be around 268. And our orbital period should be 6 hours. We're almost directly above Kerbal Space Center. At least we're above the horizon for Kerbal Space Center. So this is our Kerbal Space Center 0 satellite. This is the one that's above Kerbal Space Center and has communication with it. Come on then. Let's get to our apoapsis. Time to apoapsis. 7 minutes, 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. Okay, that'll do. Let's burn here to, if we're right, 28. Let's get round to our apoapsis again. Basically, if our apoapsis and our periapsis can be exactly the same number, and our orbital period is 6 hours, we are stationary in the sky, and that's exactly what we want. We will have minor oscillations. There's no getting around that. It's inevitable. We'll probably have drifting over time as well. Again, it's inevitable. But we should be good for as long as we want to be, really. And at the end of the day, we can always come and fix these satellites because they're going to have more fuel in them. And we should also have access to things like Kerbal Attachment System, so we can drag the satellites across the sky if necessary. Oh, we're past our apoapsis. Let's burn again. Oh, that was exactly 6 hours. Damn it. Let's go retrograde. Come on now, spin around, satellite. I don't know what the flight computer's trying to do. It's holding various things, and I don't know. It might be fighting with MechJeb. That's too much. Prograde. You know what? Do we have? We do not. There is an option in MechJeb to limit your thrust, but we don't have that available to us right now. 6 hours, exactly. So we got our orbital period down here, 6 hours. Our apoapsis and periapsis are virtually identical. There's like 100 meters or kilometers. This is 2 million. So 100,000, 10,000, 1,000. Okay, so there's like a 1 kilometer between them, which is not bad at all. Actually, we probably could have seen that easier here. Get that keythane information out of the way. Come on now. Yeah, there's like 1 kilometer between them. So they're virtually identical. We are going to drift slightly across the sky, but we should remain in range of the Kerbal Space Center. We got our dishes pointing at Kerbin. Still can't see the cones on them. That's strange. I thought we'd be able to see the cones. Our inclination is 2 degrees, so we are going to have vertical oscillation as well, but again, it's no big deal, nothing to worry about. I don't think we'll have enough electrical charge for the night time. Let's give that a try quickly, though. If I can speed up time, come on now. Oh, it would help if I press the right button, to be honest. Let's see about the nighttime quickly, and then we'll end up this episode. Before next episode, I'll probably launch 2 or 3 more communication satellites. So I have all the communication satellites in orbit, and then we can start heading for the moon and such. Okay, we definitely don't have enough electrical charge to last an orbital nighttime. That is a minor issue. Well, I suppose it's pretty major, really. Because every day we'll lose communication for a few hours. In fact, we should be fine. We're not in orbital nighttime. Why do we not? Oh, it's occluded by itself, I guess. Let's turn off smartass. Turn off whatever you're doing, flight computer. Rotate ourselves around so we can see the sun. There it is. Whoops, we rotated slightly too far. There we go. We can see the sun now, so we get some charge. We don't have the best solar panels, unfortunately, because, well, we don't at all. We need the sticky outy ones more. But yeah, anyway, that's our first communication satellite in orbit around the planet Kerbin. As always, thank you guys very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.